number of COVID-19 cases continues to rise globally and right here in Guyana. Therefore, we encourage everyone to practice social distancing, wear a mask if you have to leave your homes, and wash your hands thoroughly and frequently as we strive to stop the spread of the virus. Welcome to InfoHub for Tuesday, April 21. Thanks for joining us. As Guyana continues to battle COVID-19, the Ministry of Education is working on a comprehensive long-term plan to ensure that no student is disenfranchised due to the global pandemic. Here is our first report.
Since the reopening of school has been suspended until a time that is safe for students and teachers, the Ministry of Education is working to ensure that all learners can thrive through the challenges and continue learning while at home. While emphasizing that the entire world is facing unprecedented changes in every sector of life, Director of NSER Jennifer Cumberbatch said in a virtual interview that the ministry is working on finalizing a date for the NGSA examinations.
We are considering several options because the whole thing is that we really don't know what's happening down the line. So we have options for if school reopens on such and such a date, we are going to then give the date a few weeks hence and so on. So there are options that we are still looking at because, as I said before, the situation is not one that we have encountered before, but we are planning that once we know when school is going to reopen, when it's going to reopen, we are going to give our learners, our parents, the public, the specific date so that they will be prepared.
Assistant Technical Officer Tertiary Patrick Chinadu explained that the Ministry of Education is going to implement sanitization hubs and improve school policies.
The ministry is actually drafting some kind of guideline as to what could happen when school reopens, so at least we can maintain that sanitary condition. So we are hoping that pretty soon there might be a policy that guides the ministry moving forward as to how we should behave in schools. Why the ministry have had such policies before is the case we are given the pandemic. Most likely this might not be the first, so ministry have to be prepared in the event of any occurrence. So we have to ensure that we have policies and guidelines that inform as to what is going to be happening moving forward.
As part of the ministry's crisis management team, Nicola Johnson, Chief Planning Officer, said that in the long term, the use of smart classrooms and e-testing platforms will be the new normal.
We've actually started to establish smart classrooms even before the advent of the coronavirus. And so we will be expanding on that initiative to establish smart classroom and possibly e-testing centers across the country. Of course, observing social distancing protocols and those kinds of things. And we're already in the process of acquiring the software and solutions for not just students, but teachers and education officers to use, because this is a new normal. This will be a new normal for us.
Public schools across Guyana have been sanitized, and the Ministry of Education continues to provide daily learning opportunities for nursery, primary, and secondary school students. NGSA practice test papers are available on the ministry's website at www.education.gov.gy. Radio broadcasts of the interactive radio instruction continue daily on NCN Radio and Radio Madia, Bartica, Essequibo, Mabaruma, Lefem, and Radio Piomac. Persons can also tune into the Guyana Learning Channel, Channel 42, Cable 29, to access the following programs. Nursery program, 6 hours to 9 hours. Primary programs, 9 hours to 12 hours. Documentaries from 12 hours to 13 hours. And secondary programs from 13 hours to 15 hours. Letitia Isaacs for InfoHub.
In the meantime, government has implemented several measures and restrictions to help slow the spread of the coronavirus locally, as the country has now 66 confirmed cases. In this next report, Isaiah Braffett tracks how the cases have increased since the country recorded its first confirmed case on March 11.
On March 11, Guyana recorded its first case and death by the deadly coronavirus. Since then, the number of confirmed cases continues to increase. Between March 12 and 31, Guyana recorded 12 cases of the virus. Within the next 5 days, there were 13 more cases, bringing the total to 29 by April 5. By April 11, that number rose to a scary 45 confirmed cases. Another 12 cases were recorded in the next 5 days, taking the number to 57 by April 16. Government implemented a number of restrictions, chief among them the 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. curfew to slow the spread of the deadly virus. The number of confirmed cases as of April 20 was 66, with 7 deaths. The Pan American Health Organization, World Health Organization, PAHO WHO, country representative Dr. William Adecro, noted that the measures implemented were necessary to respond to the emerging situation. And I quote, "The measures that have been put in place are working. The measures that individuals are also taking, putting up themselves to do their part, is also working. We need to ensure national measures are enforced so that the few who do not go by the measures are made to comply." End of quote. Isaiah Braffett for InfoHub.
Remember to follow our social media for the daily COVID-19 update. More COVID news. Community policing groups across the country have been working in their respective communities to stem the spread of the coronavirus. This was disclosed on Monday in a press statement issued by the National Community Policing Organization of Guyana. According to the release, the CPGs have made various contributions in the fight against the virus in their respective communities. It highlighted that the CPG in La Parfaite Harmony has been working with the Guyana Police Force to enforce the national curfew, while in Parika, it aided in sanitizing the streets and installed a sink with hand sanitizers for public use. In Berbice, the CPG, along with liaison officer Robin Mahapir, recently assisted teachers from Sheet Anchor Primary School in the distribution of biscuits and juices to children in the communities of No. 2 Sheet Anchor and Fort Ordnance, East Kanji, Berbice. The Region 6 CPGs also conducted an exercise to distribute face masks and encourage hand sanitizing at the No. 76 market. The National Community Policing Organization of Guyana says it will continue to help combat the virus and be of assistance to communities nationwide. CPGs are present in every region with over 200 groups and over 5,000 members. We have more news for you after this short break. Stay with us. Welcome back. Now for an update on the national recount. The Guyana Elections Commission said on Monday that the commencement date for the national recount of the March 2, 2020 votes is dependent on the availability of the CARICOM team. Details from Alexis Rodney.
GCOM, however, continues its preparations for the high-level team which the Commission said will serve as a third party in the national recount process. Preparations included a visit by the Commission and members of the National COVID-19 Task Force on Monday to the Arthur Chang Convention Center, where the recount is scheduled to take place. GCOM Chair Justice Retired Claudette Singh said all the groundwork must be done.
We need to ensure and guarantee the safety of the CARICOM team. As soon as that is finished, we have to communicate what we have done to ensure the safety to the Secretary General. The people are virtually afraid of contracting the virus. So that is why we're leaving no stones unturned to ensure their safety.
To facilitate the team, the task force has also approved the team members undergoing WHO standard RT-PCR tests for COVID-19 in their respective home countries before entering Guyana. If any official is unable to have such medical tests, the Ministry of Public Health will have the tests done upon their arrival here on the condition that officials self-quarantine for 2 days while they await the results. The NCTF said on Monday that its chairman, Prime Minister Moses Nagamotu, has written to Justice Singh and CARICOM's Secretary General Ambassador Erwin LaRoque to convey the decisions. For InfoHub, Alexis Rodney.
Minister of Public Infrastructure, the Honorable David Patterson, is assuring the public that the Cheddi Jagan International Airport will be reopened when the current restricted period comes to an end and clearance is given by health authorities. Felicia Valenzuela has our final story.
The Public Infrastructure Minister spoke with the media recently as he witnessed the departure from Ghana of 150 Canadian citizens as part of the COVID-19 pandemic relief efforts.
Obviously, when the Ministry of Health and the task force makes an assessment on the whole country, we decide if we'll open back the airport or not. For right now, it's closed until May the 3rd.
Initially, both the Cheddi Jagan International and Eugene F. Correa airports were to be closed for 14 days. However, the Ministry of Public Health and the COVID-19 Ministerial Task Force extended the period. Minister Patterson says the downtime is being used constructively.
We're taking this opportunity to do as much work as internally that we can. I mean, obviously the airport is a 24-hour operation, so it's quite difficult to get to certain places, so we're taking the opportunity.
Last Saturday's humanitarian flight by airline WestJet was the first time the airline had ever made a direct trip to Ghana. It is expected to return on Monday when more Canadian nationals will be departing. Felicia Valenzuela, InfoHub.
Remember to do your part to ensure you do not put yourself at risk during this time. If you have a cough, fever, and difficulty breathing, seek medical care early, but call the hotline first. That's all for today. Connect with us on all our social media platforms, including WhatsApp, Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram, as we bring you the latest and important news related to COVID-19 and much more. Also, subscribe to our website, dpi.gov.gy. Your Bridge Report is up next. Stay safe and goodbye for now.